hugging and slapping five and high-fiving right around the pitcher's mound.
Who would win in a fight? Jackie Chan or Jet Li? This was a question frequently asked in my childhood. While working on my Jackie Chan video, I brushed past Jet Li's filmography a couple dozen times. He was the yin to Jackie Chan's yang. In America, there were two Chinese movie stars, and you could never mention one without mentioning the other. Where Jackie Chan was always smiling and kind of goofy, Jet Li was this fucking fast and deadly statue of a man. Jackie Chan modeled his presence so that he was this martial arts using hero. He wouldn't murder anyone in cold blood, and he was a good guy. In Kiss of the Dragon, Jet Li is not that. He's a Chinese cop stuck in Paris, and he will do anything to take down the bad guys, even if that means using the healing art of acupuncture to mess you up. Kiss of the Dragon is this really dark action movie from 2001. Jet Li's the hero, but he's not, strictly speaking, heroic. He doesn't pull his punches. His fights are brutal, lethal, and are accompanied by a certain level of swagger. And although he sometimes fights with props, the action in this movie is far from that of Jackie Chan's typical fare. There's no, I don't want no trouble. The action doesn't double as comedy. Jet Li goes into some fights looking for blood. He's not so much Jackie, he's John Wick. Not to mention there are some standout performances, such as this creepy pretend air marshal guy who eventually pulls out two MAC-10s, the shrimp chip making uncle, the black dude who comes out looking like a mini boss. These twins who are basically a two-part boss fight. And this French inspector guy who is the main villain and has great scenes like this.
You down!
But I think...
You! And don't think!
The dialogue isn't so great, but the performances are. Everyone's really giving it their 110%. You can see how hard Bridget Fonda is trying to sell her stupid-ass character motivations, and you can see how much Chiki Cario is enjoying chewing up the scenery. He plays one of the darkest villains I've ever seen. He does some really disturbing shit, and he's an awful human being. And it makes Jet Li kicking his ass all the more satisfying. The only thing that really took me out of the experience is the fact that Jet Li was really hungry and scarfed down what looked to be plain white rice. Who does that? Where are his actual dishes of meat or vegetables or fish, anything to go with the white rice? And yeah, there's some really of-the-time music choices that just make the movie stand out. Maybe it's because I grew up watching this kind of stuff, but it makes a movie really endearing to me. You just don't get that kind of goofiness nowadays, you know? And besides, it adds a little bit of spice and energy to the great fight scenes. The movie realizes that you're here for the basics. It doesn't try and take you away from the action or anything unnecessary. Everything that you see is required. The dialogue might not be great, but the movie structure is clean and efficient. Jet Li barely speaks, but as we follow him, we get to know him. Every character moment is just to propel us forward and to manipulate us into feeling a certain way. It knows its audience, it knows why they came, and it intends to deliver on the bone-crushing action. Kiss of the Dragon has this really palpable sense of tension. You never feel like Jet Li is just gonna get away from all situations scot-free. He gets tired, and he gets scared. It's a nice touch. Watch this movie if you're into dark and violent action movies with a thin plot from the early 2000s. The action is awesome. Thanks for watching. Stay cool, and stay fleshy. Thanks to Mecha Masai and Latage54.